Welcome to this video, and in this video I'll be talking about or covering the weekly outlook for the new week on Go, today being 15th June 2025. This is like the second time I'm having to record this video because of I forgot to turn on my mic the previous time. So without any further delay, let's just jump right into it. And you all know how we do it right here. First things first, I would love to take out everything out and then jump right up to the weekly time frame. If you are new to the channel, give a subscription, turn on your notification, and then stay active and enjoy the content we dropped here. Last week's video was a blast because the market followed literally everything that we're looking out for, especially on the weekly outlook video that I dropped here. So without any further delay, just like how I usually do it, first things first, I would love to mark out my previous week's high. That is the high of this week that just closed now. And I would like to change the color to black. After changing the color to black, I would love to label it. And after labeling it, next thing I would love to mark out right here is ETH. I've been speaking about this for a while now and how we've been so close and pushing and doing everything that has been indicating that that is where we're heading towards, and then subsequently a bit higher. So without any further delay, let's check out. I would love to make this video very simple for everyone to be able to understand, and for those who are new here to also have, if you're not too familiar with trading, something that will just give you just something very simple, not complex terms, nothing, just trying to bring it down low. So from the weekly time frame right here, we could see this break of structure after we've been talking about this tap into the weekly FVG, and then on daily too is right there. We have the daily FVG right here. We saw the tap down here, price breaking structure, coming back to pick orders right here, and now we could see another break of structure to the upside. So if I'm to take out the our discount level, I would notice that our discount level falls somewhere at around below this level, somewhere around 3,350-51 region. And then also we could see that this candle closed, and it's closed above this other candle right here. So this candle now initially swept liquidity from these guys, and then most sellers now were looking out for opportunities for price to close below this candle and then taking out their sell positions and all. But then most of them now, what they expect is that okay, price should come at around 50% of this week. Price should come to 50% of this week, and after tapping the 50% of this week, giving a close below the candle, and then it tests back, or we could have more sales that would go as down as this. But then price did the opposite thing instead. So price failing to respect this 50% of this level flips that level, and what usually we would see is that we would see, even on lower time frame, we expect to see price coming back to test 50% of that level. So I would love to mark the 50% of that level sitting right there. So after marking that, let's go down to the daily time frame. We've marked out our levels on weekly, so let's go down to daily. So on the daily time frame now, what do we see? On daily time frame, we're welcomed with a very beautiful FVG sitting right here on daily. So I would love to mark that out too. So marking that out, we could see our daily FVG right here. So I would love to take out the edges of it. Okay, we could see our daily time frame right there. We could see break of structure, leaving us the daily time frame, daily FVG right here. And we could see now that level from the weekly time frame that I spoke about 50% of the week. You could see how it's sitting right below the FVG level. So another thing I would love to mark out here from the daily time frame is this low, right? This week here, week of this candle at the middle here. And why am I doing this? I'm marking it out so that we could use it as a protection level, whereby we could put up our stop losses when price falls back towards that level, like a key level that we could be watching out for, whereby we just guard our trading positions and all. So with that now, what I would love to see, let's just say what I would love to see from the daily time frame. I would love to see a fall back down into the midpoint of this FVG, then or as low as coming to touch the 50% of that wick from the weekly time frame before we see a push up to the upside. Push up to the upside. I'd love to see something like this. Please don't mind me. It's not my direction wasn't too good right there. So that is what I would love to see. But then with this much tension in the Middle East and all of that, it's possible that price might just ignore falling back to pick orders from this particular level, even though this level is very key. But we could see a failure of price coming to pick it immediately. Probably price could sweep out liquidity from last week's high and then going somewhere as high as this, probably something like this, before we could even see something like this, before we have a continuation to the upside. And then also I would love to mark out 3600, because if price breaks through this level, I expect a good push to the upside, for gold. And one of my next targets that I'll be marking out I'm looking out for is 3600. So this is what from the daily and weekly time frame we're seeing. So let's dive right up down to the 4 hours time frame. And on 4 hours time frame now, we could see how price was like acting out beautifully, how price flipped out this level right here, whereby after the sales that he had here with this FVG here, flipped this level, price came into this FVG level and still sold before price closed above it, making this level at this daily FVG level looking more, adding up to what we already know about, like all the, making it more valid. I would say that's the word I will use right there, making it more valid. Plus this other block that is left here, that's swept liquidity from these guys right here, from this other candle right here, and then giving us like much more confidence towards this level. So if we should look out to this side right here, we could notice that we had this resistance level right here. Let me mark out from the week down to this. We had this resistance level right there, and we could see how price initially acted to it. When price tapped into it, we could see how price sold down beautifully. And then even before we broke out of this level, we could see how price tapped it and give like a form of reaction before breaking and closing above it. And then we could see price falling back, tapping into it and holding this level. So what I was saying a while back about price possibly failing to come down low to respect this FVG could happen at these current levels that we are at, like with this flips resistance level right here. And if we should like change to our line, so we could see like there's a breakout structure right there and price tapping and starting to move from that level. I think that is one of the things that could possibly fuel this move towards taking out liquidity at the previous week's high right there. So if we should go down a bit lower to 1 hour time frame now, on the 1 hour time frame, I call this trade on my community channel. If you are not there, you should use the link in the description to join, because you are missing out. So I call this trade actually, but this fall we got as high as 200 pips right here, but then the fall back towards this level took our positions out on BE. So we could see the breakout structure, price falling back down towards this level and then reacting again. If we should go down as low as, let's say, 30 minutes time frame now, in the 30 minutes time frame, we could see how expectations sellers were trying to use this breakout structure and to sell down to this level, but then we could see how price broke out of this zone, giving a breakout structure, and then price still coming back down to pick orders and starting to give like a bullish reaction towards the upside. And we could see this FVG that initially it left after pushing high, but then we could see how price failed to close below this guy. The candle started closing, but then price started to reclaim that level again, and now came back and we're floating at around the midpoint of that level. If we should go down now to 15 minutes time frame, we could see how initially we're starting to react to this level, but then price went back in again and we could see another FVG sitting at the midpoint of this guy, not too clean, but sitting at the midpoint of this guy. We could see the reaction that we were getting initially, but then price broke above it too, closed above it right here, and came back here. So if possibly the zone whereby we could be looking out is that possibly price could just use this guy right here, this level that was sitting right here in the midpoint of this FVG, and take out previous week's high, go up high, and next thing chase ATH and start to push up higher and higher. Or it could actually do something like this. Take out this guy, go back up like before, maybe doing something like this and using the previous week high as a way to come back. This is very possible too. But I think from what we are seeing right here, we could use this level now, this current price level. The trade opportunities that we could get from that level is something like this: taking your entry from the midpoint of that FVG, SL somewhere here, and then targeting ATH. Should be a good nice 5 hour trade. But then if price should close with full body below this level and close below this guy right here, what we'll see is a retest back towards that FVG, and most likely people start to TP at around this level, and price possibly closing below the flipped resistance level, and then retapping it and using it as a way to fall back to the daily FVG level before we see a push to the upside. So we need to keep our eyes very open for any of these opportunities, and I'll be updating us on my channel actively on all of these opportunities that could present themselves this week. So if you're not part of the channel, you need to join up, and so you don't get to miss anything that we'll be doing right there. And then when price falls back down towards the daily FVG, what I expect to see is that if we get the fall back down here, this will be a good swing trade. SL right here, that's why I marked that level actually, and then target ATH or hold a good swing towards 3600. This would actually be very nice. I think about 13 RR, actually a very nice trade. But then usually when I'm taking this kind of swing trades, I usually like to chase my entry from the midpoint of the FVG, but that will be a lot. So probably minimizing SL to somewhere around here. Yes, I think this will actually be a great opportunity. So I hope you guys have had a great understanding of all of this and the key level that we're looking out for. And if you're not yet part of the channel, I would advise you join up so that you could stay updated on how I'll be taking trades this week, and many updates I'll be posting on too. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe, comment, leave a like, share the video with someone, and let's make money this week. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.